All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something pretty interesting. Uh, Grayscale wants to launch a Cardano ETF,
Yeah.
and the SEC,
Mhm.
well, they seem to be warming up to the idea, and this could be big.
It could be huge. And I think, we've seen some signals recently that the SEC is maybe changing their tune a little bit.
Right.
There's been a lot of pressure on them to start approving these crypto ETFs. And it seems like the landscape is shifting from, restriction to maybe a little more accommodation,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, definitely. And for anyone listening who maybe isn't, super familiar with what an ETF is,
Yeah.
it's essentially a way to invest in something without directly owning it. So
Yeah.
in this case, it'd be Cardano.
Right.
Think of it like, you're buying a slice of a very specific pizza
Mm-hmm.
instead of the whole pie.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
And this could really open up crypto investing to folks who've been a little hesitant,
Yeah.
because it is a little intimidating sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's been a wild ride the past few years.
Yeah, for sure.
So anything that can make it a little easier for people to get involved,
Right,
I think
exactly.
is a good thing.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty here. What does this potential ETF actually mean for Cardano?
Okay.
Specifically, like, how would this impact the ecosystem?
Well, so imagine this, right? Millions of investors
Yeah,
suddenly have access to Cardano through things like their brokerage apps, their retirement accounts, right? And this is huge because it opens the door for institutional investors.
got it.
Pension funds, hedge funds,
The big guys.
the big players, exactly. And they typically avoid direct crypto investments. So this would be a huge influx of money coming into the Cardano ecosystem. And what that means is increased liquidity.
Okay, so explain that a little bit for our listeners. Why is that a good thing?
Sure. So liquidity basically means how easy it is to buy or sell an asset
Right,
without drastically affecting the price.
right.
So more liquidity means a more stable market, and that's good for everyone.
So essentially, this ETF could mean more people using Cardano, more applications built on it, just overall growth for the whole ecosystem.
Precisely.
Got it.
It expands the pie, so to speak.
I like it. Okay, so now let's get to the part that I know everyone's thinking about.
Uh-huh.
What about the price?
Right, of course.
I mean, analysts are saying Cardano could hit 72 cents by March 2025.
Yeah, they are.
And this ETF could really accelerate that growth.
Potentially, yes.
Why?
I mean, it's definitely a catalyst,
Yeah,
but I think it's important to also remember, crypto is volatile.
it is.
I mean, just look at the past month, right? Cardano's price dropped almost 25%.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
So while the future does look bright for Cardano,
Right.
it's important to remember it's not always going to be a straight line up.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah,
Okay, so back to the SEC for a minute, because they really hold all the cards here.
they do.
Analysts are giving this ETF application a 64% chance of approval by August 2025,
Go.
which is interesting because that's not just some random number they've pulled out of a hat. Like, this is based on, serious analysis.
Yeah,
Looking at the SEC's recent behavior, the current regulatory climate, it's all factored in there.
absolutely. And I think what's even bigger than just Cardano is the precedent this could set.
Yeah, explain that.
If Grayscale gets this approval,
Hmm.
it could really force the SEC's hand to clarify its stance on other crypto assets,
Right.
which could then lead to, a more regulated,
Yeah.
investor-friendly market overall. So this is about way more than just one cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect almost.
Exactly. It's a domino effect.
Wow. Okay, so to sum it all up, what we're looking at here is the potential for mainstream adoption of Cardano,
Mm-hmm.
a possible price increase,
Mm-hmm.
and a major shift in the regulatory landscape for crypto as a whole.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a great summary.
Okay, so now here's something for everyone listening to ponder.
Uh,
If this ETF gets approved,
Yeah.
what other cryptocurrencies could be next in line for the same treatment? We're talking Ethereum, Solana. What does this wave of institutional interest mean for the future of investing as a whole?
Big question.
Big questions indeed.
Yeah, a lot to think about.
Lots to think about. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, happy investing, everyone.